How's it going, everyone? I hope everyone's doing all right. Today, we're going to go over the Epic Crew Terminal driver unloading orientation. I met with Norm this morning. He went over the unloading orientation with myself. He's a pretty good guy. They're getting everything up and running over there. They've been unloading the last 2 days. They have 2 techs out there making sure everything that isn't working properly is being worked on immediately. So by the time we get out there, everything should be running good. We're just going to go over their orientation. You guys can watch this video, fill out the paperwork that's in your folders. I'll submit that paperwork to their people. They'll end up giving us a driver ID for each and every one of you. So here we go. Contents. Number 1 is going to be introduction. Number 2, principles of operation and stop work obligation. Number 3, incidents and near miss reporting. Number 4, incident reporting process. Number 5, emergency shutdowns. Number 6, spills. 7, spill cleanup. Number 8, emergency procedures. Number 9, emergency evacuation. Number 10, PPE requirements. Number 11, drug and alcohol policy. Number 12, terminal regulations, general safety. Number 13, terminal regulations, unloading rack. Number 14, unloading PIN number system. Number 15, truck unloading procedures. Number 16, deviations from Epic procedures. Number 17, next steps, general safety rules and terminal regulations, unloading rack safety rules, and unloading rack procedures. 1, introduction. Welcome to the Epic third-party driver orientation for crew terminals. If you have a question on the material, please contact your company trainer, which would be myself, an Epic rep, terminal operator, terminal management, or a member of the health and safety group. New third-party driver unloading orientation. Before unloading at an Epic terminal, drivers must complete the driver unloading orientation. That's what we're doing right now. Driver's thorough review of the following documents will assume full understanding of responsibilities as a driver. This orientation package shall be completed at least 2 business days prior to your first anticipated unload and to be completed individually without trainer assistance or under span of control. 1.2, orientation packet includes general safety rules and terminal regulations, unloading rack safety rules, and unloading rack procedures. 1.3, driver orientation paperwork. After completing the driver unloading orientation, verify all documents are signed and dated. Please return all documents to your carriage site administrator. All this paperwork can be found in your folders. Y'all should have seen them there yesterday and today. Go ahead and fill them out at the end of this video. We have those 3 forms. I'll show you exactly what needs to be filled out. Turn them into me. We'll get you a driver PIN number, and we'll go from there. For now, go ahead and contact dispatch if you have any problems out there. The Norm that I talked to out there, he said that they'll be posting up the phone numbers of the operators who will be working when you guys are out there. So once y'all see the numbers out there, you can go ahead and store them in your phones, and you'll know who to contact if you have any issues out there. 1.5, driver number. Once Epic receives the completed driver unloading orientation packet, the driver will be issued a number. The driver number will be available to the carrier via email or at the terminal by terminal operators. Once you get that driver number, that's what you're going to use to log into the LAC unit. The first time you unload there, you're going to enter your driver number, and then it's going to prompt you to set up your own PIN. That PIN is going to be yours. Whatever you push in, that's going to be your PIN. Make sure you don't forget it. Nobody has access to that PIN but yourself. 2, principles of operation and stop work obligation. 2.1, principles of operation. Do it safely or not at all. There is always time to do it right. Always report promptly all incidents and near-miss events. 2.2, stop work obligation. As an employee or contractor for Epic, you should always comply with our principles of operation. You have the responsibility and the authority to stop any work that does not comply, and there will be no repercussions. Epic is committed to protecting the environment and health and safety of our employees, contractors, local communities, and others who may be impacted by our business activities. Some instances where work may be stopped is unsafe acts, unsafe conditions when incidents occur, emergency situations, change in conditions, change in work plans, confusion or failure to understand any part of the job/task, anytime someone perceives a situation to be at risk, when any task or job does not comply with ethics, procedures, and or policies, there will always be no repercussions for stopping work. 3. Incidents and near-miss reporting. 3.1. What is an incident? An unplanned sequence of actions and conditions that resulted in an unwanted event which have negative consequences. Examples would be fender benders, first aid, injury resulting in medical attention, property damage. 3.2. What is a near miss? An event without negative consequences that could have reasonably resulted in negative outcomes. Examples include a tool drop from height that does not strike anything, a valve left in the incorrect position that does not result in a fluid release. Near misses and incidents require reporting. Report all incidents and near misses to your supervisor and Epic Terminal Operations immediately. Failure to do so can result in access being revoked from terminal facility. 4. Incident reporting process. Detailed below is a step-by-step process for reporting an Epic incident. 4.1. Incidents occur. Contact emergency services as needed. Address the injured employee first. Report the incident verbally and written report. All incidents must need to be communicated to Epic Terminal Operations as soon as reasonable possible. 5. Emergency shutdown. Location of ESDs vary by site location. Prior to unloading, drivers must know the ESD location and be familiar with its operation. Any ESD in the MCC will shut down the unloading ramp. All ESDs are clearly identified by red signs and white lettering. If a large spill, fire, or other applicable emergency occurs, stop all unloading and immediately activate the ESD switch. Then contact terminal personnel on duty or call posted phone numbers. Over here in Hobson, there's going to be 4 LACs on one side and 3 LACs on the other. In between those 4 and 3 is a pretty wide gap right in the middle. One on each side of that gap is the main ESD for the whole plant, and each individual LAC has its own individual emergency shutdown. So if it's something with your LAC that you're using, go ahead and use the shutdown for your LAC, which will be located right there in the front by the computer screen. If it's something that is beyond your control on another LAC, something major, go ahead and shut down with the main ESD right there in the front of each set of LACs. 6. Spills. A spill is any release of product other than the few drops usually associated with connecting and disconnecting hoses. Place a bucket under unloading connections before starting to unload. A metal bucket with the plastic handle removed is required. In the event of a spill, immediately notify terminal personnel on duty or by calling posted phone numbers. Activate manual shutoff valves if safe to do so. Immediately take responsible action to stop all traffic in and out of the wreck. Ensure the other drivers are advised not to start engines to exit. Do not allow trucks to enter until it is safe from vapor clouds. Do not start or move any vehicles until given permission from terminal personnel. Spill cleanup. Any and all spills need to be reported to Epic Terminal Ops immediately for remediation. Contaminated soil will be cleaned up and removed by Epic, and the carrier will be billed accordingly. The following process must be followed. Product flow must be stopped. If it can be done in a safe manner. Note, not reporting a spill is a major violation of these regulations and will result in immediate suspension from unloading at the terminal. 8. Emergency procedures. Medical. Call 911 for life-threatening injuries. Report immediately to Epic Operations or posted on-call operator/supervisor. Fire, call 911. Report immediately to Epic Operations or posted on-call operator/supervisor. Environmental, report immediately to Epic Operations or posted on-call operator/supervisor. Terminal, report immediately to Epic Operations or posted on-call operator/supervisor. Note, when calling 911, always know your GPS coordinates. 9, emergency evacuation. In an emergency, stop unloading, secure the truck, follow directions of the terminal operator. Do not return to the rack until you have been instructed to do so by terminal personnel. 10, PPE requirements. Minimum PPE requirements include hard hat, safety glasses with side shields, hearing protection, protective footwear, flame-resistant clothing, full-length sleeves and pants, personal H2S monitor. 11, drug and alcohol policy. Prohibits the manufacture, use, possession, distribution, purchase, or sale of unauthorized drugs while on company property or while engaged in company business. Policy applies to all employees, vendors, suppliers, contractors, subcontractors, vendors, and visitors. Prohibits the consumption or possession of alcohol in unsealed or sealed containers on company property or while engaged in company business. Blood alcohol content greater than 0.01 is a violation of this policy. A post-accident incident drug test administered after accident, injury, or property damage is required. Evidence of test must be submitted to EPIC with first notification within 24 hours. 12, terminal regulations and general safety. General safety rules found in EPIC General Safety Rules and Terminal Regulations sheets apply to all persons unloading crude oil at EPIC terminals. At this time, please go to EPIC General Rules and Terminal Regulations sheet. Read all general safety rules. Initial next to each, verifying your comprehension and commitment. Return the completed EPIC General Safety Rules and Terminal Regulations sheets to your site administrator. 13, terminal regulations, unloading rack. Unloading rack safety rules found in EPIC Unloading Rack Safety Rules apply to all persons unloading crude oil at EPIC terminals. At this time, please go to EPIC Unloading Rack Safety Rules. Read all unloading rack safety rules. Initial next to each, verifying your comprehension and commitment. Return the completed EPIC Unloading Rack Rules sign-off sheet to your administrator. 14, unloading PIN number system. Drivers will be prompted the first time a driver number is entered in the AccuLoad to create a unique 4-digit PIN number. PIN will be used in conjunction with driver number to assure driver acceptance. Note, do not let anyone use driver number or PIN. If information is shared, both drivers' access will be revoked. 15, truck unloading procedures. Truck unloading procedures are located at each unloading skid. Read and follow all steps associated with unloading at the rack. 16, deviations from EPIC's procedures. No deviations from EPIC policies and procedures will be tolerated. Noncompliance could result in loss of unloading privileges. Repeated deviations could result in permanent loss of drivers' unloading privileges at terminal, leading up to result in loss of carriers' unloading privileges. Examples: unattended unloading. Driver must always stay hypervigilant and remain near the LAC skid and hose connection during unloading process. Abuse or damage to equipment. Having an engine running in rack where pumps are provided. Failing to report a spill. Performing maintenance or repair while on the rack. Unauthorized use of an assigned driver number PIN. Using equipment that is out of service. Improper use of ground system. Not following emergency shutdown and notification procedures. Opening trailer compartment dome lids while on the rack. Discharging product into unloading rack drains. Smoking on property. 17, next steps. Orientation forms, complete the following with your carrier trainer. EPIC Unloading Rack Safety Rules. EPIC General Safety Rules and Terminal Regulations. EPIC Unloading Rack Procedures. 17.2, required document. Documents that are required to be completed and returned to EPIC. Same as above. General Safety Rules and Terminal Regulations. Initial all and sign at the bottom. No electronic devices are allowed on the unloading station. This includes mobile telephones, tablets, Bluetooth devices, PDAs, MP3 players, etc. All electronic equipment shall be either shut off or left inside the cab of the truck. Number 2, always use correct body movements and positioning. Examples, lifting, pushing, pulling, and bending. Number 3, pull into truck unloading lane at idle speed and observe all speed limit signs within the terminal. Terminal speed limit is 5 miles per hour. Number 4, do not idle trucks while waiting to load. I did talk to Norm. He said you can leave the truck running if you're backed up in line waiting for LAC to come available. Do not leave the truck running if you're sitting on the rack offloading. Number 5, drop blocks must be used when vehicle is parked anywhere outside the unloading rack and the driver is out of the cab. Number 6, always park the vehicle with transmission in gear and the parking brake set. Turn off the engine. Number 7, all trucks must be equipped with a dry chemical fire extinguisher that meets all legal requirements, and the driver must be knowledgeable on how to operate the extinguisher. Number 8, drivers must be thoroughly familiar with the operation of the system on the truck they are operating to safely unload without any leaks. All systems must be operational to allow unloading. Number 9, no smoking. Number 10, drivers must always wear required PPE. Number 11, the manufacturer, use, possession, distribution, purchase, or sale of unauthorized drugs and or alcohol are prohibited while on company property while engaged in company business. Number 12, firearms and weapons are not allowed in the terminal. The use of cameras is not allowed without written permission from the terminal personnel. Number 13, unless prohibited by applicable law, without prior announcement and at any time, Epic may carry out reasonable searches of any driver and his or her personal effects, to include but not limited to the truck and its cab when entering a terminal, while on terminal property, and when leaving the terminal. 14, it is the responsibility of the driver to ask terminal personnel any questions concerning the terminal prior to proceeding with unloading. 15, due to terminal traffic and congestion, the use of a spotter while in reverse while in the terminal parking area is mandatory. Number 16, it is the responsibility of the driver to use good housekeeping habits to ensure a clean and safe working environment. Do not dispose of debris in sub boxes, on the ground, or on mailboxes, etc. 17, no tool, equipment, machinery, device, etc. will be used outside of its intended purpose. Number 18, all broken or damaged tools, equipment, devices, etc. will be removed and replaced from the job immediately. 19, safety devices will not be altered or overridden. 20, 3 points of contact will be maintained when entering or exiting the truck. 21, immediately report in writing to the terminal management any physical injury while performing the requirements, regulations, and rules. Driver print name, signature, and dated. Unloading rack safety rules. Initial all and sign at the bottom. Once again, initial every blank there, no check marks, no X's. When you get done, print, sign, and date. Number 1, do not enter an unloading lane if spilled product is evident or equipment is not stored correctly. Number 2, unload rack speed limit is idle speed. Number 3, no general maintenance work of any kind will be performed on the truck, tractor, or trailer, including but not limited to the cleaning of windows, mirrors, and lights, checking tire pressure, etc. in the unloading rack area. If a truck stalls while unloading, it must be moved to a designated area away from the rack before any work is done on it. Under no circumstances will a booster battery be used to start a truck on the rack. 4, no eating while unloading. 5, backing into or out of the unloading rack is absolutely prohibited. 6, do not unload if a source of ignition exists in the unloading area. 7, if product or vapor is leaking from any piece of equipment, whether it is Epic or the carrier's equipment, stop unloading and report the leak to terminal personnel immediately. Do not continue to unload until the condition is corrected. 8, do not open trailer compartment dome lids while on the rack. 9, do not discharge products into the unloading rack drains. 10, do not unload if the truck trailer brake interlocks are not working properly. 11, do not unload any compartment that is not equipped with a bonding cable connecting the low spark promoter to the bottom of the tank. 12, under no circumstances is the engine of a truck to be left running while unloading. 13, under no circumstances is the engine of a truck to be started while the product hose and bonding cables are attached to the vehicle. 14, do not attempt to unload by circumventing any malfunctioning or inoperative shutdown system. Immediately report the malfunction to terminal personnel on duty. 15, remain at unloading controls until all unloading has been completed to respond to any failures. If it becomes necessary to leave your position, shut down product flow, and disconnect all unloading equipment before moving truck off the rack. 16, if you think an unloading problem or safety hazard exists, you are obligated and responsible to discontinue the unloading process for you and or others. Use the emergency shutdown switch if necessary and get assistance to resolve your concerns. 17. Personnel other than the drivers and or trainer assigned to the truck being unloaded are not allowed in the unloading area. 18. Cab doors must always remain closed during unloading. Print, sign, and date. Unloading wrap procedures. Review and sign at the bottom. On arrival, enter driver number and terminal gate for entry. Enter truck rack station area and pull into a bay or behind a truck that is unloading and be patient. Speed limit in terminal is 5 miles per hour. Once positioned in the bay to unload, turn engine off and leave trailer truck in gear. Perform 365 walk around your truck trailer to ensure no hazards exist before proceeding with the unloading process. Chock the wheels. Connect the ground cable to the trailer and ensure connection is made indicated by the green light on the SCOLI system. Connect the hose to the truck using provided API head and ensure connection is good. A metal bucket should be placed under the connection for small drips. Enter the driver number in the AccuLoad screen and unique PIN number. Follow the prompts to ensure all questions are answered correctly. Start unload process and monitor hose connection to ensure no leaks. Continue to monitor, always staying hypervigilant, remaining near the lack, skid, and hose connection. Unloading process through the duration and completion. Ensure once unload is complete, the AccuLoad recognizes the completion of the unload and process BOL for printing. You won't be printing BOLs here. It's not set up that way. Disconnect hose from the trailer, ensuring API head is not leaking, and place back in containment provided. A metal bucket should be placed under connection for small drips. Disconnect the ground from the trailer and place back on the skid in designated area. Perform a 365 walk around your truck trailer to ensure no hazards exist and it is safe to pull away from the bay. Start your truck and exit the bay to the designated stopping place before parking again to acquire BOL from office building. At this time, we won't be stopping or getting BOLs anywhere. You just leave your ticket, find the notepad, and that's it. You're done. No printing of anything. Enter office building and retrieve 2 copies of your BOL. We won't be doing it. Sign one of the BOL. We won't be doing that. Exit office and proceed to your truck. We won't be doing that. Pull up to the gate and push the exit button to open gate. Hurry back and thank you for your business. So the gate system right now is not working. They're going to leave it in the open position. Eventually, for now, in the beginning, they're going to have a gate code that we're going to be using. I believe it's going to be the same code for everyone. And eventually, they'll set it up to where you'll have to put your driver ID to open the gate individually. For now, the gate will remain open. Once they do close it, they'll send everybody a code that's going to be used. Same here, driver print name, signature, and date. If you guys have any questions about anything that we went through here today, give me a call, let me know. I'll probably meet the first few guys out there just to make sure everything goes smoothly. When you get done, if you guys could just text or email me this code, 1371. Thank you.